Hi everybody, my name is Sarah. Pearls of Wisdom and Food Living that Keto Lifestyle. What's not to love about it? Are you confused? Are you overwhelmed? Do you listen to so many podcasts you're not sure what's up, what's down? You can drink when you're on keto. You can have tons of veggies when you're on keto. You can have all kinds of keto-fied desserts if they fit in your keto lifestyle. And you're just struggling to find out what works, what doesn't work. Well, the good news is that we're all different. So you may discover that you can do something that other people can't do. As far as alcohol goes, maybe you can have some. Maybe you can, to me it's getting away with something, but that's because I'm a recovering alcoholic. But maybe you can have it in safety and not want more and not have it a lot and track every single darn carb that's in it. Now, if you're drinking, liquor, there's 0 carbs, so no big deal. But it does have calories if you're still counting calories just to see where, everything all lays. And in my chronometer, I do get the calories along with the carbs and the fats and the proteins and everything else that I want to know. Apparently, if you have one, you know what I'm talking about. Maybe some of you can have more veggies on your keto under 20 food plan. In other words, having total carbs of 25 or 30 or 35 and be comfortable. Maybe some of you do net carbs so you can squeeze in all those wraps that have total carbs of 3 or 5 carbs because they're loaded with all kinds of fiber. Maybe you can do that. Maybe you can have a keto-fied bread item or pancake or what am I thinking? Dessert and keto porn to me. But maybe you can have it and not be, wanting the next bite, the next taste, and hopefully didn't make a big enough batch that it's really singing to you. Maybe some of you can have 1 fat bomb a day and it doesn't trigger you or make you crave or set up anything intense inside of your head. Maybe you can do all of that. Each person is different. And how do we find out? And I'm going to put it to you in what is really, really simple for me. Right now I'm trying to make keto, not keto, but coconut yogurt. And so I've watched a number of podcasts and there's differences with each one. And my first one I followed, and I did it, and it was an epic fail. Not epic in the sense that my kitchen was turned upside down. We're talking 2 ingredients. A can of coconut milk and 2 probiotic capsules or tablets that are smashed with a pan in a baggie, which is how I ended up doing my second one. And the first one I had capsules and I just dumped them in. And I also refrigerated the first one and took only the solid, and then the rest I'm putting into my bulletproof coffees. The second one, I did the entire can with the 2 smashed probiotics, and it's working, okay? So if I gave up on the first one, I wouldn't see that the second one is working. And we're still talking the same 2 ingredients, which is just kind of funny because all these different podcasts and different ways of doing it. And so the second one is a success, and although it's a 2 or 3 day process, so if you're gonna have a hankering on Wednesday, Sunday, you got to be thinking about it. Do I have the can? Do I have the probiotics? Because it takes 2 days of quiet stillness at room temperature, and then the next day you thicken it up in the fridge. So it takes 3 full days to get to there. But I would have given up on it, if I didn't get to that second recipe and find that that's a winner. So with your keto lifestyle, you may find that something works or something doesn't, or something stops working and it's time to reassess. That's okay. It's okay. Go back to your basics. What did you do the first, maybe say 2-3 months of doing an intense, strict, disciplined, every tool that you have at your command used by means of a tracker, measuring cups, measuring spoons, a kitchen scale, little jars to keep things in, baggies full of stuff, all of it. weighed, measured, even every lettuce leaf weighed and measured, all that kind of stuff. Go back to that. Go back to that and reassess what works for you, what doesn't work for you. Yesterday, I had a few more veggie carbs than usual. Part experiment. Today, I would have half the amount of the veggies that I had at lunchtime for the carbs and have the dinner. So just interesting observations. Sometime and actually it's Crack's Law. So if I divide what's left of the Crack's Law into 2 lunches, I'm dividing the carbs in half. Normally, I have pretty much zero carbs for my first meal of the day. The only carbs that might show up is when I have like that breakfast chili by Maria Emmerich that has, because Charisse has a carb or 2 in it, and also the things like cream cheese would have a carb in it as well. So, but for the most part, I probably won't have the veggie carbs at my first meal and just, load up my big A salad. I'm having a big A salad tonight, though, and with some spring mix along with my romaine, avocado, 2 slices of bacon chopped up, some red cabbage, some radicchio, 3 ounces of the Corando ham, 1 ounce of the feta cheese, 1 tablespoon of the macadamia nut oil, half and half with Evu, divine. So anyway, if you are overwhelmed and confused and don't know which guru you're supposed to follow, the ones that don't push the veggies, the ones that say have plenty of veggies and don't count the carbs in the veggies, where do I land on this? Where do I land? Well, in my chronometer, of course, it gives both the total carbs and the net carbs. And, in a perfect world, I'm under 20. But some days, the total carbs are 25, and the fiber is 10. So it's like, well, all I'm having is extra veggies. It's not, it's not like I'm doing wraps or sugars or grains or, fruit salad at a cookout. It's just an extra veggie. It's 50 grams of sautéed Swiss chard underneath my eggs. Is that a crime? And so I don't get overwhelmed or confused. And what I do is the next day, see how that day looked. If it had an extra carb or 2 of a veggie, how did I feel? Did I feel like the extra veggie helped? Was going to the bathroom easier? Not to be TMI, but let's face it, we don't want to be constipated. Was there anything remarkably different in that day before if I had a couple of extra carbs worth of veggies? Try it on yourself. Just see how it feels. I saw. I would cut the Crack's Law portion that I had in half the next time, and that would half the extra carbs that I had yesterday. And that would make me very happy. What could I have instead? Could have a scrambled egg or 2, a fried egg or 2 next to it. I could put a tablespoon of coconut oil in that half portion, which I do like to do. Sometimes I didn't yesterday because I just wanted to do my little experiment. Don't start me on things. Gosh, the coconut yogurt, I started on that. And now it's the how the veggies play out in my day by seeing the next day. So definitely, I learned. And that's how you will learn how to work your keto to make it work for you. We are not cookie cutter people. We didn't get here with our deranged metabolisms. Oh, I just love that phrase, deranged metabolisms. It kind of matches my head by the time I get to the emotional part of my, food issues. Oh, she's got food issues. And so the deranged metabolism that you own, it's yours. You ate every bite of it. Enjoy or not. We all get here with our deranged metabolism needing our help. And we learn how to do it. We become our own doctors and investigators. And so if you're confused by what other people are doing and how does she get away with that, and I wish I didn't do that, And I started thinking, because I watched too many of her podcasts or his podcasts, and I began to think that I could do that too, and I did, and now it's weird. And you're not going to do any kooky keto, like trendy things to see if you can lose an extra 2 or 3 pounds this week because you came in with a deranged metabolism. What does that say to you? Does that say to you that all the kooky, pop-up, trending food diets and all that kind of stuff that you did, or liquid diets or whatever kind of diets, take a pill, whatever, didn't work? So why are you doing cuckoo keto things, right? You don't have to. Treat your body like the beautiful thing that it is, and just aim. If you're at 3 meals and 3 snacks, aim for 3 meals. Knock off those snacks. If you're at 3 meals, try to do 2. If you have never tried intermittent fasting, your body will thank you. Let it empty all out before you give it food again. I mean, that's as simple as how I look at it. It's just letting everything digest before I start again. And having, for me, that window is a 4-hour window, noon to 4 p.m., where I have 2 substantial meals. And so then I go the whole next day and I listen to my tum-tum growl. It growls at 3 in the morning when I'm doing an overnight because I'm active, because I'm working. And it growls at 7 in the morning if I didn't work and I just, had my 8 hours of sleep and my walk in the morning, which I had today. So, but I learned that about myself from paying attention to the day before and what I did and being mindful of it and finding the right recipe for you, with movement, with food, with veggies, with tracking, with what kind of carbage you might allow that, like, is keto allowed sometimes by your peers, your keto peers telling you it's allowed. Be careful, they're just peers, and what works for them might not work for you. Even what I'm telling you works for me. It's how we learn things about ourselves, and I'm here to share what I learned. I learned from my coconut yogurt experiment. Can't wait to have it. And then I learned that that I had more carbs than I need, more veggie carbs than I needed yesterday, and in the future I would have half that amount of the crack slaw at my first meal of the day. I just learned it. It's like, okay, that's how we learn. And so if you're confused, if you're overwhelmed, pay attention to yourself. You can always ask me here how to do things, how I do things, what worked for me, how did I feel after, and I'm happy to share it with you. It's not your journey, but it's what happened to me, and sometimes that helps. That's why we watch these silly, dumb podcasts all the time. So have a wonderful day. This has been Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom and Food with Keto, and a lifestyle I just am not changing. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye for now.